What you got for us then?
Everything we need for the braai.
What did you
Can we
bring?
start it? Like chops, chicken, horse.
Do you have any salad stuff?
No, dude. Why would I bring salad? I brought rolls.
Okay.
That's a
so
salad.
just starch and protein.
Protein, brr.
Okay, amazing.
Can we please start the braai? I'm hungry, dude. I've been fasting all day with this intermittent fasting.
I have some very bad news for you. What about if I told you that we don't even have a braai? We don't even have an actual physical braai anymore. It's gone.
I need evidence. This is I'm not accepting this rubbish. What is this?
Welcome to FireStarters.
Yeah, we're not starting any fires today.
Nope, we don't have anything to start a fire on.
Because Kieran lost the braai.
It was stolen. Somebody broke in.
You misplaced it into somebody else's hands.
I did. Like I've done with a lot of things. I've done this with my car before.
Okay.
I've done it with my phone. I've even done it with my laptop.
Your laptop?
Yeah, my laptop was stolen.
Not the work one.
No, my laptop before this laptop was stolen.
How many laptops have you had in your lifetime?
A few.
Yeah, how many have you replaced from stolage?
Just one.
Okay.
Yes.
At least.
Yeah.
At least.
So this dude came in.
For the braai now?
No, we've moved on to my laptop being stolen.
Okay.
Scaled like a 2.2 meter wall. Got into the yard.
2.2 meters.
Yeah, very, very high
I know some
wall.
Afrikaans ook stoller than that, yeah?
Maybe 3 meters.
So we can narrow down who the suspects are right now.
Yeah, very tall.
There we go.
Very tall Afrikaans people.
From Oudtshoorn.
You pick on the Afrikaans a lot, I'm just warning you.
Whoa, I can't help that also tall. Yeah.
So, this dude got into the yard. My laptop was in a study, on the desk in the study. So it must have been about 1.5 meters from the window.
The wall of a laptop.
The laptop.
Okay.
The laptop from the window.
Okay, the laptop from the window.
He somehow managed to hook it, unplug it,
Yes.
and then pulled it in and left.
From outside?
Yes, he was outside the window, must have had a hook or something.
How do you open up the window?
Okay, the window was open.
Oh.
No.
Oh.
But with burglar bars, dude.
Okay.
Yes.
And then he got stolen.
And then it got stolen. And then he did parkour back up the wall and left.
Parkour! Michael, parkour! Parkour! Extreme! Parkour! Parkour!
This is parkour. Internet sensation of 2004.
Because these guys are amazing.
Next level. I guess you need to get on an ostrich mission. So you parkour onto an ostrich, you can parkour.
Yes. Anything.
It's solved.
Yeah.
There's not that many people in Oudtshoorn. Let's go find them.
Okay. Yeah, let's narrow down those Afrikaans suspects.
Sweet. Captain Hook, you are in trouble.
So yeah, I mean, we've spoken about a lot of issues to date. One of the biggest issues is crime.
We are the third highest, ranked the third highest with regards to crime rate in the world.
Where did you find this info?
On the internet.
Okay, who's the
Yeah.
first?
Venezuela.
Really?
Yeah. Speaking of crime,
Yeah, so I've done a degree in criminology. Pretty cool, eh?
what possesses one to do something like
So I actually wanted to be a spy.
Yeah.
Then I think Lee Matthews was abducted. Do you remember Lee Matthews?
That was like the first scandal
Yes.
of the early, what is it, 90s?
Early 2000s.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I studied criminology. Went to the morgue twice.
You wanted to help Lee Matthews.
I didn't. No,
What-
I
what
just
was the
found it
point of
really.
Lee Matthews?
I found it really
Then
interesting.
Lee Matthews happened, and then I decided to study
Yes,
criminology.
then I will study it. I find it really fascinating what leads people to do the things that they do. Like, what would possess you to kill a lot of people? Then I read a book by a woman called Mickey Pistorius, who's actually done work for the FBI. She's one of the world's most well-known female
Afrikaans
profilers.
female
Yes.
working for the American Secret Service.
They are not
they're
the
not
Secret
secret.
Service. Dude, you need to get
Like,
your
it's
Secret
all the
Services
same.
right.
What is CIA then?
They're the Secret Service.
How are they secret? Everybody knows they exist. What's the Scorpions?
I don't know.
What's the SAPs? What's the Metros?
So-
Why do we have different names for them?
That's the cuck thing. In 94, before 94, the SAPs were broken up into regional offices. So there was
Yeah.
like this really great...
This what you saying? This is apartheid days.
Yes, this is apartheid days.
There was some really great police. Okay.
No, they were amazing police.
Okay.
They were, because they were competing with different regional officers. So there was this guy in Brixton Police Station, Pete Bielefeld. Have you heard of
Yes.
him?
Everybody knows him.
Oh, everybody, the dudes know the dudes, but you didn't know Mickey Pistorius.
That's only because of Oscar. Right? Didn't he solve Oscar stuff?
No,
What did he solve?
lots of
but he
serial
was-
killers.
I don't know. He was on the radio and stuff when Oscar was having his case, and he was like, "Yes, Pete Bielefeld, the author."
Yeah, well, he died.
He's dead.
Yeah,
No.
he died of lung cancer.
During COVID.
No, before then. I think in 2016. He smoked a lot. So, wanted to solve crime, wanted to help people. That's actually what I wanted to do. Then discovered that a starting salary at that stage
Oh.
in the early 2000s
Yeah.
for a police officer was 2,000 Rand. That was the starting salary. I went to the morgue twice. It was really rough, like really, really rough. They have more bodies than freezers, so bodies just pile up, waiting for autopsies.
This was then.
This
Or
was
is
then.
This now.
No, this was then.
Okay.
So that was 2006.
Phew.
So can you imagine this heat?
Rotten bodies.
You just got rotten bodies. The most revolting smell I've ever experienced in my life. Like, I can't wear these clothes again. And the mortician, Afrikaans dude, walking around with this like big panga thing, trying a sandwich and just lifting up limbs with his... It was almost like a samurai sword.
Oh, I was thinking machete.
Well, yeah, like a combination.
A combination.
Like a South African
Are you
samurai
sure he was
sword.
Afrikaans?
He was definitely, oh yeah.
Jonas.
Yeah. Couldn't understand him at all. Rough, eh? And the
Wait, why
group...
does he have to use that? I feel like he was doing something else there, dude.
No, he wasn't.
But
He
why
was
do you
just
have
like...
to use that to lift?
Because he was doing external examinations. So he was doing external examinations, like, and then he reads out what he can see on the bodies
Yeah.
to the other dude who's taking note. The group of people that went before me, so then they open up they obviously do the Y incision, and then they open up.
On everybody.
Yeah.
No.
What do you think happens?
I don't think what happens. I'm learning here. What?
Yeah.
I don't think I can braai ever again after this.
Yeah.
This is rough. How come you can still braai?
Well, this is why I didn't go into it. I couldn't have...
You were like braai or
like have
criminologist.
this. Yeah, exactly. And it's not like CSI where you just have one body and it's like clean, and you're listening to
That's a TV show.
tunes, and you're like, what are you doing this weekend? Like,
Yeah.
it doesn't happen like that. Yeah.
Bing, 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 bing. And
So
then
what's
you have
happening with you and Clyde?
Yeah, banter going
yes.
on.
Really not like that. You've got the samurai wielding Dutchman with his sandwich.
Samurai wielding Dutchman, underground muti. Boss.
Yeah, pretty much. Yep. While it's stinky. So do the wire incision, crank up, pull out your ribs. They saw through your ribs. Pull out your ribs.
What's the purpose of this? Why do they do this?
They weigh
Sound
all
like a
your
bunch of
organs. Yeah. And so somebody was looking into the body cavity and the spleen ruptured in her face.
Oh, and then they vomited right into the body.
I don't know what happened to her.
That's
It was
gross.
horrible. In 2022, there were 18, well, I mean, let's just round it up, 18 million households in South Africa. How many do you think experienced break-ins?
Half.
Sure. You are very pessimistic.
Yeah, this is not half. Jeez, what is it? It's not that bad.
Break-ins, dude, like people coming into your house.
Like I felt like every morning I woke up. Since-
Somebody else.
When did you say it was? 2016?
No, 2022.
2022.
In 2022 alone.
Yeah, dude. Like half. Like I always felt like somebody's telling me that they had a
We're
break-in. Yeah.
breaking into. But like proper break-ins, like...
Is this across the nation, or maybe it's just a Joburg thing that is like that?
Look, I think it's concentrated in Joburg. I really do. And I think guys are more brazen here.
Mm.
But yeah, nearly 2 million homes were broken into. That's a lot of home in one way or another. Like everybody's been through something.
Yeah, they've encountered crime.
Yeah. So you told me a little ditty about
when-
being stabbed.
The one time a knife penetrated my skin was I'm walking up to the shop of my friend to have a chiproll. It's always about the chiproll.
Of course,
Yeah,
yeah.
and a Coke.
Always comes back to Chiproll.
And then when we were walking back, then he's also like there with the knife. Like, yeah, give us the things, man. Yeah, give us the money. But then they wanted our chiprolls.
And you were like...
And the thing is, it's easy to say, I don't have
Draw
money,
the
bro. I
line.
just feel I don't have money.
yeah.
And now they want a physical, tangible thing. So now you're like, nah, give my thing back. Give my
Yeah.
thing back. And then they whip out the... I don't know. It's like everybody gets this knife. It's called an okapi.
Okay.
So it's a knife like that with a thing there. And then you do that and it flicks out.
yeah.
And then it's like... And then you hold it in a specific way like this. So you can poke and pull out quickly.
Oh.
Yeah. So like... You don't want to hold it like they do in the movies. Give us 50 rand, man. No, it's like this. So, and the oak doesn't wield it. You'll whip it out. You'll ask for the stuff. You'll know that there's a knife there. You pull it out, flick it out, stab you quickly, put it back, and then run. So that's essentially what happened. It was like, rub the stuff so you're like, and then he rubs the cold drink and stuff out, and then they go running. And I think they stole my friend's soccer corks, and he was pissed off about that.
I'm pissed off about
He
the
chased
entire
them,
story.
dude. He chased them. And then it got into my skin, so I still have a scar till today, but I mean, it wasn't like deep in.
Yeah.
And I think that's the purpose. But in Cape Town, they're hectic about that. I watched this thing where this oak was like, he loves the motion of doing that. And as he pulls out, seeing the life come out of somebody.
Yeah, also I remember that documentary. It's crazy. Yeah.
So like that's a move, I think. And people even practice this. You get a knife for fun and you play with it at school.
Yeah.
But he caught them. He actually caught them.
And then what did he do?
He murdered them
And then
with his older brother and took his corks back. But they ate the food already. Yeah.
But do you think, so it's interesting, do you think this is something that we've always faced?
In my community, I feel like, yeah.
Well, in your
Just-
lifetime. I'm talking about South Africa for the last 100 years. Do you think this is
I
something
don't
we've
think it
always
was
been
as
through?
widespread. No.
Okay.
No. And this is even like a tangent, if we ever have something called a tangent.
Mm.
When I first got into the workspace and going through my my working career, if I looked around the office and did a census of who actually was born, bred, and lived in Joburg, I, for the most part, was the only person.
Okay.
Everybody else had been born elsewhere and come to Joburg for a career, start working here. And even till today, it's still very difficult to find people that are born, bred in Joburg. So they don't understand what we went through. And I found them saying to me, oh, you're so lucky you grew up in this urban area, in the city center where like all these opportunities were available. I'm like, you don't understand like the aggressive energy that's existed here since the beginning of time, number one. Number two, people have gotten over themselves, I think, and carried on. And if you meet a genuine Joburger, they are peaceful and chilled. People that come here are expecting that aggressiveness. And so they're like, when in Rome, freaking act like you're a Roman. So they skipping robots, they driving over stop streets, freaking chipping in traffic, but they go back home to like a PE or something and they're stopping at the pedestrian crossing when there's nobody there. I find that really cock. And there's probably more immigrants in Joburg. When I say immigrants, I'm talking about anybody from around the country that wasn't born here. There's more immigrants in Joburg than what there are true Joburgers. And then they come here with cock attitudes, live in Midrand, and misbehave themselves here, and then go back home and behave themselves that side.
But I mean, do you not think it's like a big city? Well, not even a big city thing. Like in America with the mass shootings there, like it's a problem. And so my sister stays in America and she's like, you don't hear of it in in South Africa on the news of how much goes on there, like how many shootings.
It happens more often than what we hear.
Yes.
Jeez.
She won't go to the movies.
No ways.
Because she doesn't want her back. Like how many people get taken out in a cinema, in a church, not only in schools there.
What?
Yeah. She's like, it is crazy.
Well, like what area does she live in?
Well,
Compton.
Brooklyn, the Bronx. No, she stays in
that's
North.
cool now.
No, dude, Skid Row. Like, watch the documentary on that. It is crazy. The crime is nuts. But we're like, it's terrible here.
Yeah.
And I don't know, like we've got really good journalism or people talk a lot or whatever, but it happens everywhere. I don't think we've got, and we were talking about the system pressures before. I don't think we've got the system right to deal with punishing people. And maybe if we could figure that out, this is all good and well having these things that try and prevent crime, but you're always reactive, right? You're always in the moment. But how can we be proactive about changing?
Stopping crime.
Yeah. Do you know why the death penalty was abolished here?
Because of the Constitution. Yeah.
It is exactly because of the Constitution. And the death penalty was abolished in the case of Moses Sithole. Guess how many people he murdered?
42.
You're actually very nearly right. He actually, in the case of 42, this is one of the times that you're right.
Nice.
I think over 44 people.
Okay.
Murdered over 44 people.
Not cool.
That's really not cool. Death penalty was abolished.
After him or before him?
This was the case that abolished the death penalty, was Moses Sithole's case.
Yeah.
Got taken to the Constitutional Court. The line in the Constitution was, everybody has the right to life. Therefore, Moses will not be put to death. That's what ended.
Where is he now?
I don't know what prison he's in.
Still in prison.
As far as I know, yeah. I don't know if he may have killed himself. I'm not sure, but yeah. That was 96, I think. The death penalty was ruled out. I'm not pro death penalty, but the reason it's crazy.
But do Saudis have the death penalty?
I don't know if it's like written in. They just stone people to death. I don't know if it's an
That seems
actual
a
like.
bit more fun. Right?
Yeah.
Everybody gets involved.
But
they all-
there's like you do something wrong, like you kill a woman,
you lose
rape
your rights.
a kid.
That's how I've always understood it. Like, you have rights as a human, but if you're going to try and take away another person's rights, then you lose your rights. That's how my father explained stuff to me right in the beginning. And I was a kid when I heard this. Because I was like, why do people go to jail? Why do jails exist?
Yes.
And then that's how he explained it to me. You take away somebody else's right, then you don't have the right anymore. Now, yes, we need to try and rehabilitate people.
Of course. There was no
But-
rehabilitating Moses.
There's no rehabilitation centers that exist, to be honest.
No, and it's
Look at the
weird.
Netherlands, though. They actually close in prisons.
Really?
Yes. Why? Because they decriminalize certain things
Yeah.
where they
To make
don't really
space for
see the
more serious-
issues.
yeah.
The serious issues, they focus on that.
Yes.
And the bad stuff that is deemed bad stuff, like, you smoke weed, you want to eat a cookie, go eat a cookie. You know?
Yeah.
Do those things. Those
Yeah.
are minor things, and they're not crimes. They're not infringing on other people's rights.
Yeah.
The moment you infringe on somebody's right, that's an issue. We'll arrest you for that.
Yes.
They are closing prisons
That's crazy. Sure.
because of that. So, I think it's part of one of the things I was doing from, I was answering a questionnaire today about what are one of the worst challenges for a startup, and I was actually asked at that Oppenheimer conference as well. What's one of the worst challenges? And then they said it's over-regulation.
Yes.
And I think that is our country's number one issue, actually, if I think about it. Because there's over-regulation on the law, which then causes crime to be that high. Because you can't break the law if the law does not exist.
That's very true.
So if we create laws for no reason, for instance, apartheid was a law, wasn't necessarily right. But if you broke the law, you would have went to jail then. Were you rightly being sent to jail or not? And if you have the death sentence and the death penalty at that point, then that's wrong. But if you then demote certain things and say, okay, these are okay, these are okay, these are okay, this is what infringes on other people's rights, enforce those properly,
Yes.
bring back the death penalty for that, we can eradicate crime.
Dude, do you remember that guy that tried to, when we did that competition for AEX where if you deposited money, if you deposit 100 Rand or more, you could win 10,000 Rand. And then we announced it on social media.
Yeah.
We'd already contacted the winners and been like, woohoo, you won.
Yeah.
And then we announced it on social media and then somebody emailed.
And they made an email address.
They made an email
that
address.
matched this guy's name and surname
Yes.
to the T
Yes.
at Gmail.
Yes.
Uh,
And then was like, followed up on Facebook and was like, guys, I've won.
Yeah.
Like, give me my money.
Yeah. And I honestly, I didn't question it because, so you guys were dealing with it. I think I was away for a bit or
Yeah,
something.
yeah.
I was doing something else. And then I come and I see this guy's constantly following up. And I'm like, giving you people shit. Like,
Why?
guys, why are we not paying this guy?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
he's won the competition. Help him out.
Yes.
And then you start telling me.
No,
So
so then, one of the guys on our team was like, no, he's taking a chance. Then he emailed. And then I was like, okay, please can you send me a certified copy of your ID?
No, but how did they know he was taking a chance from the get-go?
Because he had set up a Facebook profile that week. And his initial picture, so, I mean, it was his name. His initial profile picture was of a white woman when he set up his Facebook profile.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
the guys were like,
makes sense to
"Nah."
me.
Makes complete sense.
Seems legit.
Cool. Then I asked him for a certified copy of his ID.
Yeah.
That takes a while to come back.
Yeah.
Sends back this picture of...
No, first you asked him for his banking details. Which he did send.
No, I didn't. He just sent them. He was like, hello, I've won.
Yeah.
Here's my...
And then you asked him for his ID number.
Yes.
And because we are FSP, we have the ability to
cross-check.
check, do background checks and stuff on
Yes, and the ID came back as somebody else.
Yeah, and it didn't match the bank account number either.
Yes.
But there was no ownership there.
Yes.
Yeah.
Then I was like, send me a copy of your ID. And that was amazing. We'll show you the photos. The amazing job that he did.
Yeah, no, that was... But the thing is, people get scammed by these things.
Yeah. Tell us quickly.
About a specific person that got scammed.
Right this very week.
This very week, and this person is...
Not a moron.
Not a moron.
No, street smart.
Street smart. Is more than middle class, went through good education, speaks English well, all of those things. There's a rewards program through a cellular network, and he gets a phone call from these people to say he's won 30,000 Rand.
Yeah.
So he's all excited. Oh, great, 30,000 Rand. They're like, yeah, you can claim your prize. I don't know, they split it up like at Spa. There's a specific voucher you must pick up there, and then iPhone you can pick up from the cellular store. And yeah, like stories like that. And he's like, cool. Yeah, I'm gonna do this. how do I prove this stuff? Like, no, you just have to buy airtime for at least 400 Rand or more. I might be getting the story wrong, but I just heard it this morning, third person. Right, so he doesn't advance because he doesn't have the money to actually buy the airtime, so he doesn't advance of, I think, $700 because that's all he could. The only options he had. So now he has 700 Rands worth of airtime. So now he's done it. But now he realizes, what now, right? So he calls these people back, or they call him. I don't know how this thing goes down, but
yeah.
It sounds like multiple phone calls, and he says he was questioning it at a certain point, and then they said, "Do you want to speak to my manager?" And they said, "Yeah." And then they gave it to a manager who spoke to them, and then, "Do you want to speak to my director?" And then, like, the director of a cellular network, like,
definitely
called bullshit at that point.
Yes.
But this guy, non-moronic, educated person, speaks English well,
got scammed.
Is there, but this is the part that gets me. So they say to him, "Cool, you bought the airtime. Go on to this menu, dial this, and this menu," and then it's like, do an advance, or not an advance, transfer airtime, and then they give the phone number to him, like, this is the phone number you need to transfer the airtime to.
And at that stage,
you should pick it up. And he's like, is this going to take my airtime? And they're like, no, I'm not going to take your airtime. And he does it. He sends them 400 Rand airtime.
Yeah, sure.
And then they're like, yeah, cool. You can go fetch your gift now. And then when he goes and inquires, they're like, you got scammed, dude.
Yeah, yeah.
What thing? So he phones the oak back to swim.
Oh, how did that work out for him?
That's all he got.
Yeah.
He got to swim, that's it.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
He's swimming colored though, so it must have hurt.
Must have hurt.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the things these guys come up with, you're like,
creative.
why don't you just get like a job at the FBI, like legit? And they are reinventing themselves all the time in terms of what they're doing. So that's the thing. Like, there's some really cool things that exist, like Nomola. I don't know if you use Nomola at all. Nomola is this. It's an app on your phone.
On my phone.
Not on your phone because you haven't downloaded it yet.
Okay, you have to download the app.
You have to download the app. Then, if you're in whatever situation you're in, let's say somebody breaks into your house. You press the little housebreaking button. They send the closest responder. So they're linked in Aura, robotic arm dude.
Yeah.
That you nearly killed me with the story. Robotic arm dude started Aura. Aura places all these nodes into different responders. Whoever's the closest responder, armed responder, will come to your house and help you out. Same thing in a car accident, etc., etc. So it's a very cool app. Recently purchased by MultiChoice. Don't have it school anymore.
Once again, we have left more questions than answers.
We have.
Yeah.
Which is good.
It is what it is. Hope we've started a fire under your Amazon rivers. Look after yourselves, hit the subscribe button and that heart knoppie and comments. Thank you, come again.